Never even knew about church. Never knew about God. One day, I got invited to church. Her name was Sarah Jane Houston. She was like, there's gonna be balloons dropping from the ceiling. There's gonna be candy, money. I was like, money? I'm broke. Broke little 6th grader. I need to buy some candy the next day at school. So I was like, I'll go. I went here and there. I didn't really care. But at the same time, I would sit in my room. I'd put my head on that pillow and cry myself to sleep because I was so lonely. Really, everything started going pretty much downhill because I started not to care about school. One of my friends, they could drive, 9th grade, and it was usually smoke before school. And that was it. Go smoke, go to school, get out of school, and then I'd come home. I would always text them like, what are we doing this weekend? What are we doing tonight? Because I didn't want to be at home. But also, like, I feel like I was addicted to, getting high. If you want to be real, I was addicted to feeling good, like when I was at my lowest points. Sometimes it wasn't even drinking or smoking. It was just crying, being depressed, because it got to a point where the depression took over. I think that was my breaking point to where the devil had brought me down so far, but I couldn't go any further. So it was like God's grace came back, and it was, look how high you can go. Look up. I got invited by Justin to come back to church because he said he hadn't seen me in a while. So I came back to church. I think that's when I really opened up. Like, people actually learned like what I was going through. And I think that's what really changed, and that's what really sparked a curiosity within me to where I want to learn more about this. What we just learned was a thing called SOAP. I'll find a verse at night and try to find how that verse applies to my life and pray over it. A huge verse that's been in my life is Ephesians 6:11, and it says, put on the full armor of God so you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. And I feel like that plays a big part in my life because I feel like the devil is working and working and working within my life for those so many years. And until I actually found how to wear the full armor of God is when I really changed that. It switched my mind, it switched my focus to Jesus' eyes to where I could walk on water with Jesus and not even drown. When I got baptized the first time, I was still lukewarm. I still went back to that same group I was in. I still did the same things that I was doing. But the second time I went underwater and I truly felt myself change. Like Jesus washed away the old me, created a new me. And a good message that Josh had one time, he said, there is healing in seeking. And I feel like I was that broken person, and I feel like God seeked me out. But now that I am healed, it's my turn to go out and seek the broken. One way that God uses me is down at 1st through 5th grade. Getting to know those kids and working with those kids it's one of my favorite things to do. Knowing that I could save them from going what I went through at such a young age, like knowing that I could change something about them or change the direction they're going down, it makes me happy to see change in them. Looking back to where I was and where I am now, the friend group I have, the family that I have, the people I have in my corner is so real because like they're not just friends, they're actual family. I can talk to them about anything. And I feel like if I would never gotten invited to Grace City, I would have never experienced what I've experienced now. I would not be where I'm at. I'd probably still be going to parties, drinking, smoking, like probably be dead, somewhere in a ditch. Like I just wouldn't be where I am today without getting invited to this church, this family that I have.
Miles was always outgoing. He'd get everybody pumped up for something, and like Wednesday on revive nights, worship, even during Sundays, I feel like even adults look up to him.
When you see Miles, you see so much joy and so much passion. It's like, what does he got? What does he know that I don't know?
The kid he's set apart. There's something different inside of him.
When he prays, he has such an anointing and I almost want to say aggressiveness with it, where like a lot of people have that more reserved. He goes and gets it for God.
He's always been there for everybody else, no matter what situation he's in. He's always there to lift others up.
When I was struggling with like depression and everything like that, Miles was just always there to talk. I could call him at any time of the day and he'd answer the phone just to talk to me, or just riding in the truck changed my life.
When you know someone, and you see them struggle for a long time and you finally see him like become who he really was supposed to be the whole time, you see them thrive in church and thrive in like the word and become so prophetic. When you see that transformation, it really just makes you feel good.
I know it's hard. I know the struggles that the youth goes through. I've felt the feelings. I've thought the thoughts. And I feel like I am a perfect example of the living proof that we can change. The youth can change. Like, I'm walking with Jesus. Like, I'm living proof that testimonies can be changed.